And welcome out to Bryan High School. Good afternoon, everybody. We are here on the Golden Bears Sports Network presented by BMU. It is Bryan High School basketball as they welcome the Eastside Blazers here to the gym here at Bryan High School. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chris Malanga. Joining me this afternoon, we are very excited to have Mr. Caleb Zuber. He's going to do color for me today. And Caleb, as an alum of this program, you're pretty familiar with the Golden Bears.
Yeah, it's good to be back, and just to be back in town and watch my former teammates compete. I'm excited for this game today.
Well, last night you were here as well as Bryan faced Wayne Trace, and we knew coming into it that Wayne Trace was going to be a tough team. They're a physical team. They're a fast team. They've got some shooters. They've got some big inside guys. And, you know, the Golden Bears struggled just a little bit, particularly with the double team that Titus Rohr faced the whole night.
Right, and I think a lot of teams going into the year, I was interested to see if they would do that. And Wayne Trace from the gate, they doubled Titus. And so the way to combat that is you got to have guys make shots outside, and that didn't happen last night. So I think today, that's going to be the key, is if we can knock down some three-pointers, some mid-range shots, something like that, kickouts from Titus. But overall, I'm just excited to see how we come out after a loss last night. It'll be interesting to see.
You know, both these teams had their issues with COVID. The Bryan team was shut down for quite some time, a couple of weeks, and then the DeKalb Eastside was actually shut down until last Saturday, so they missed 2 games. They were supposed to play Edgerton and DeKalb, and they were able to scrimmage, but this is their first game here against the Golden Bears, so both teams kind of dealing with a little bit of early season, you know, trying to get things figured out, trying to get things gelling, and see how this one goes.
Yes, and I think it'll be interesting. You know, Eastside, obviously, team from Indiana, team we don't know very well. First time us playing them was last year, so I'm interested to see how they come out with their kind of only a week from quarantine. So that'll be interesting to see how they play too.
Now, Wayne Trace, we talked about just a little bit here at the top of the show. You know, they were a physical team, but, you know, a couple of things that really surprised me is they're going to be a good team for a long time because their point guard was a freshman. He was fast. He was a good shooter. And then they also had some good shooting from, or some good play inside as well with a freshman. So anytime you have that kind of young depth, young talent at the varsity level, that's going to make things a little interesting.
Yeah, and that was one thing that surprised me last night. Did not know that they had that much young talent on their team. So but I think we'll get a good gauge of where Bryan is at by playing this Eastside team. I think it's going to be a close game. We'll see who comes out at the end.
Eastside graduated 2 seniors from last year's team. They have 6 returning letter winners, a lot of sophomores last year, so a lot of juniors that are kind of stepping into it, and they have 2 seniors again this year. Last year's game, if I recall, was kind of slow and methodical and low scoring.
Right, and it came down to the wire with Connor Arthur hitting a game-winning layup, and that was, you know, for us, I remember last year, it's kind of a weird, that this 1 p.m. start like it is today, it was kind of interesting, one of our first ones like that. So that's another thing I'm interested to see here is how both teams react on the 1 p.m. start time.
You come back for, at least if you're Bryan, from a game last night that wraps up, and then you have to get back at it. You don't really have any time as a coaching staff to kind of address like any changes after the last game, right? I mean, that's right. Probably a situation to deal with.
It's kind of, you know, they probably had shoot around a couple hours before, but you're right. It's kind of thrown together here to try to make some of these adjustments, but I think that's going to be the key. Like, what changes do we make from last night? But overall, you know, like I said, it's going to be a close game, and it's going to come down to a few plays here and there that are going to determine.
All right, we are in the Bryan Ford Lincoln pregame show. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll preview more of this one and get your starting lineups back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger is a great group of experts with a common goal: to serve the legal needs of this area with the greatest degree of integrity and excellence. Along with that, they respect and support the athletes in tonight's game for their determination and teamwork. An attorney's relationship with their client is like the one between a coach and their player, a position of trust. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger are proud supporters of all the athletes and wish them continued success.
How would you like an opportunity to expand your business, start a business, or move your current operations to a place with high visibility? Misty King of AmeriMade Realty has office space for rent on South Portland Street inside the Community Health Professionals campus. This massive space offers an office, storage room, large central room, and access to a community room and shared bathrooms. It would be perfect for an eye doctor, physical therapist, hearing aid center, retail space, meeting room, professional office, and more. Phone Misty today at 633-4997. 633-4997 and ask about 1215.
Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030. At American Family Insurance, they know your life has many moving parts. From your four wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family, they'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. For details, contact Danielle Van Atta, agent. Call 419-636-0408 or stop by 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan.
I'm Paul Rohrig at the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. We know it's not easy to select a memorial in a time of sorrow, so we invite you to visit us as part of your pre-planning.
I'm Sally Jo Metzger. There's no high pressure, and by talking to us now, there's no stress. Just good information for you to make your choice.
At Fackler Monument, we feature the largest indoor memorial display in the tri-state area with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio. Check us out online at facklermonument.com.
As we enjoy football this fall, we're reminded that winter isn't that far away. Now's the time to get your furnace checked out, and you can do that with confidence by calling Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services. Take advantage of $25 off on the fall furnace tune-up. Also, if you're looking to purchase a new Lennox system, ask about an offer of up to a $1,350 rebate or 6 months no payments on qualifying Lennox equipment purchased between September 7th and November 27th. For all of your heating and plumbing needs year-round, call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services today, 1-800-329-40.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Contact Rick Taylor Insurance Agency of Bryan for more information today.
Back out on the Golden Bears Sports Network, it's going to be Bryan playing host to the Eastside Blazers of DeKalb. Chris Malenga joined by Caleb Zuber today. Caleb, thanks for filling in today and helping out with this one.
Yeah, I'm excited. Definitely good experience for me. It's just good to be back in town. And hope everyone listening out there enjoys the broadcast today.
We talked a little bit about Bryan and Eastside local scoring game, kind of a slow-paced game last year, and probably some of the same as these two teams are having their first games of the season.
Yep, we'll see. And again, the quarantine period affected both of these teams, and we'll see how it goes tonight.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network.
Relationships, expertise, value, and a great insurance experience has been at the heart of the Walters & Peck Agency and Andrews O'Neill & Lowe since the beginning. With these values, we come together as one team, strengthening our commitment to protect and invest in you and the communities we serve. Together, you can expect the same welcoming faces, high level of service, and new competitive options. Let us show you our best work by calling us or connecting with us on social media.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters invites you to become Bryan Strong. In the past 3 years, the Bryan Athletic Booster Board of Directors has purchased new women's basketball uniforms, new football uniforms, and the Athletic Wall of Fame you can see in the hallway next to the gymnasium at Bryan High School. They have also made donations to the Bryan Soccer Association for the Lighting Project and the Bryan Swim and Dive teams to offset the cost of YMCA diving board and pool equipment. With your contributions, we can accomplish even more. Become a Bryan Strong corporate patron today. Go Bears!
All right, back here on the Golden Bears Sports Network, getting set to tip this one off Eastside from DeKalb, Indiana, here against the Bryan Golden Bears. Let's send it down to our public address announcer for the starting lineups.
Set by Ohio High School Athletic Association. This afternoon's officials are Mr. Keel Miller, Mr. Aaron, I forget your last name, you know it, and Zach Grosjean. Now let's meet the teams. First for the visitors, the Eastside Blazers, starting at number 4, Gabe Trevino. And number 12, Hugh Henderson. Number 20, Santino Brewer. And number 23, Nick Snyder. And number 24, Owen Willard. Varsity coaches Ryan Abbott, varsity assistant Brandon Kinsey, junior varsity coach Noah Johnson, and assistant high school coach Brett Elsroth. And now for your Bryan Golden Bears. At a guard.
Anthony going head-to-head against Trey Jones.
And this being senior night as Jones draws the foul, you can see all 3 seniors for Mike Krzyzewski in the starting lineup. Jack White jabbing the...
At a forward, 6'4" junior, number 11, Craig Jackson. At another forward, 6'3" senior, number 22, Cannon Lamberson. And the big guy down low, 6'7" senior, number 12, Titus Rohr. Varsity coaches Brandon Fisher, assistants Eric Rufer, Chad Bassett, Steve Lamberson, and JV coach Jaden Valderez. Gentlemen, let's play ball.
There you go, the starting lineup. And we are ready to tip this one away. Eastside in their green uniforms with the gold lettering and numbers. Gold blazers down the side, and Bryan in their white home uniforms with the purple numbers, purple and gold outlines, and it's going to be Titus Rohr tipping off in center circle, and he will be facing Nick Snyder. The tip away is won by Bryan, and Carter Brown will bring it up over to the right-hand side to find Cannon Lamberson. Lamberson will go towards the foul line, then back over to Craig Jackson. Now to Showalter. Showalter looking to get it inside, then back over to Cannon Lamberson, who launches a 3-ball, no good. Rebound comes down to Gabe Trevino, and will come the other way.
Interested to see how, if Eastside pushes the ball up, it looks like they got a quick shot there. So I'm interested to see how well they play in transition.
All right, Bryan will take it back as Eastside missed. And they'll have it the other way. Rohr will give it underneath to Carter Brown. Bryan back over to Jackson. Now Rohr top of the key. Jackson goes to the left side. Showalter on the right, underneath to Rohr. He draws a double team. Yep. And also Cannon Lamberson draws a double team, and that'll be a turnover for the Golden Bears. The other way out of bounds. And it'll stay right here with Eastside. So after that turnover, a real quick transition there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm interested to see. And Bryan's got to be able to get back in transition if that happens.
Hugh Henderson will launch a 3, and the first points of the game belong to Eastside.
Looked like Bryan came out of the 2-3 zone out of bounds too. Pretty interesting.
So Bryan will have it the other way. Showalter here on the left side at the 10-foot line. The volleyball 10-foot line, that is. Over to Jackson. Jackson and the right-hand side feeds it underneath. Cannon Lamberson will put it up with a 2, and that's good.
Good offense there from Bryan. Look at Cannon Lamberson's good in that high post area. That's where he can score.
6:33 and counting, 3-2 Eastside here early on in the first quarter. Santino Brewer will bring it over.
Still in that 2-3 for Bryan, it looks like.
Trevino looks to go inside, then he'll dish it over to Hugh Henderson, who launches another 3. No good. Rebound will come down to Cannon Lamberson.
No press from Eastside either, which we saw last night. Wayne Trace did put on a press on Bryan in the first half, forced a couple 10-second calls.
Absolutely, and we got a 10-second call here. There you go. You just mentioned it.
Kind of just slow getting it up. Cannon Lamberson had to go get the ball in the backcourt, and then they kind of picked him up there. Definitely want to avoid those if you're Bryan. Those are killers.
2 turnovers for the Golden Bears early on, and Eastside will have it the other way. Santino Brewer with it. Brewer will go right side over to Willard. Willard back over to Henderson. He already has the first 3 points of the night. Henderson will give over to Willard again. Now back out to Brewer. Henderson now on the left side. Back to Brewer. Bears in that 2-3 zone. Down low to Trevino. He'll launch a 3. No good. Rebound will come down to Nick Snyder, who puts it right back up.
Got to block out of the 2-3. It's very hard to do. Bryan's got to block out there and get the rebound.
Snyder did a good job of putting that back, and the Bears will come the other way. Carter Brown with it here, standing on that volleyball 10-foot line. Then back over to Braden Showalter. They're trying to get it down to Titus Rohr, and we're going to get an out-of-bounds call as it was poked out by Eastside. It'll stay with the Bears.
Interesting, Chris. Both teams in a 2-3 zone, it looks like. Kind of interesting. It's going to be a zone game here. I didn't expect that coming in, so something to look out for. Bryan got the ball into the cannon on that first possession in the middle, and that was what you have to do. Let's see if they keep going there.
Cannon has it now right there at the foul line, double covered. He'll give to Brown. Brown will go baseline and turn it over.
Here comes Eastside in
Eastside,
transition.
yep, fast and up and good. That's Hugh Henderson who will pick up the bucket and draw the foul. And the foul's going to be on Cannon Lamberson. That'll be his first.
That was fast transition. Looks like Henderson can shoot it. He can get to the rim. And again, I was interested to see if Eastside would be, how they would be in transition. Looks like they're pretty fast.
They complete the three-point play traditionally, and it's 8-2 Eastside, and we've got a timeout on the floor. Nope, we just got some subs in. I thought we were going to see a timeout, but we have a whole bunch of subs.
Whole new 5.
All right. Let's see. We've got Evan Cox, Jay Damron. We're going to see Keith Heward.
Dakota Shaw, Logan Moss.
And Dakota Shaw, thank you.
Yep.
5:04 remaining, 8-2 first quarter. Cox with the basketball. Eastside pressing. Cox has a little trouble with it. Now gets it bounce pass over to Moss, and we're going to pick up a foul as Logan Moss was fouled. Foul is going to be on Owen Willard. That'll be his first, team first. Zach Grosjean calling that foul. And now we've got trouble getting it in.
Some pressure.
They get it to Cox. Cox will go left side to Damron. Damron with the basketball. They get it over to Cox. Cox is on the right side of the key.
They're man-to-man now.
Heward with it at the foul line. He'll hand off to Moss. Moss to Cox. Underneath to Heward. Then to Shaw. Shaw struggles with the basketball. He's double teamed. They'll give back out to Cox. Cox launches an off-bounds 3 off front iron. No good. He gets his own rebound though. And Shaw will put up a shot. No good. Shaw gets his own rebound and then it'll tip out of bounds.
I think it's going to stay here, but it's good to see that Bryan's going after those offensive boards, being aggressive. You like to see that. Now Titus is back in the game after a short rest.
So inbound to Titus. He is behind the three-point arc right now, and he's calling the offense. Moss with it at the foul line. Shot up, no good. Rebound will come down. A scrum on the floor, and they need to look it over, and they're going to say it's going to go to Eastside.
Eastside's kind of playing some tricks here. A couple possessions, they're 2-3. Now they're man, kind of keeping Bryan guessing a little bit on as to what they're running.
A little off balance there. Owen Willard with it on the left-hand side against Cox. Cox playing some good D. Then he'll get over to Snyder. Now over on the right side to Brewer. Brewer will go left side over to Owen Willard, who launches a 3 and buries it.
Looks like Eastside's got some shooters, and Bryan in that 2-3. Wonder how long they're going to stick with that.
11-2, Eastside leads, 3:41 and counting first quarter. Dakota shot with the basketball, and it's just knocked away, and I think they might be calling a foul, which is, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah. Looks like it's on Trevino, but, you know, the Eastside's definitely turning the pressure up here early, and Bryan's got to adjust.
They're going to actually give that to Nick Snyder. So Bears will inbound, and Dakota Shaw will dribble it right out of bounds. So another turnover for the Golden Bears.
That's 4 turnovers for Bryan right now, and you just can't have those, especially when you're already down 9 to start this first quarter. Got to take care of the ball.
All right, Trevino will bring it up quickly, working against Damron, and Damron strips him, but it will be drawn with a foul. It looked like a clean steal to me, but we're going to get a foul on Damron. That'll be his first, team second. 3:29 and remaining here, first period. It is Bryan 2 to Eastside's 11. Dakota Shaw will check out. And out of bounds.
Stay here.
Staying this way.
So now it looks like Bryan's back in man-to-man. So we went from zone for a little bit. Now we're back in man-to-man for both teams. And as Henderson gets it.
Yeah, Henderson will go through the middle here. Then dish back out to Trevino. Trevino, nice spin move. Puts it up with
really
the right hand.
Move.
No good. And it's coming the other way after the Logan Moss rebound. Bears in transition. They'll slow it down though. Moss will have it on the right side. Feet underneath to Rohr. Rohr will go in. Rohr will dish over to Jackson. Jackson will launch a three, no good. Rebound comes down to Trevino.
Got numbers.
And all the way down, up and no good. That is Santonio Brewer on the miss.
It's Jalen's second. And, you know, quick a miss there on the three and a long rebound, and Eastside's out and running. And they are getting out in transition. I think that's where they're killing Bryan right now.
They're real fast. First one is up and good for Brewer. And Damron will sit down.
Bryan's got to settle in here. Early, like we said, early start, 1 o'clock game. You know, got to be ready. You would have liked to see him be more ready to play, but there's still a lot of time left in this game. You just got to settle down and get into the offense that they want. Because right now, they're having trouble scoring.
That one is up and good as well, so that makes it 13-2. Bears will come down the other way. Jackson goes baseline, now dishes out to Cox, who buries the three. That is a big three, as we said.
They needed that. Good job out of the make too, Chris. Coming right down the floor, not wasting any time. That was really good.
2:39 and counting first quarter, 13-5. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. This is all Eastside. Free ball in the air again for them is no good. That is Nick Snyder who misses that one. Bears will bring it the other way. Titus will go baseline. Now over to Jackson. They move it around and tipped away by Santonio Brewer. Bears have it still. Now a free ball in the air from Titus.
He hit one last night.
That's up
big
and good.
shot. Titus Rohr, I think right now he's seeing the double team and he's passing it along that baseline, and we're getting some movement. And that was a big three by Titus. He hit one last night. He can shoot those.
13-8, you usually don't see the big guy out there chucking threes, but Titus has no problem shooting from anywhere on the floor. Owen Willard will try to go middle then and dish out the last second to Brewer. Brewer launches a three and banks it off.
You know, Brewer just hit that three, but like we said, Chris, we talked about last night how Bryan just didn't make shots. Those were two big threes by Evan and Titus to kind of keep them in the game here early.
Brewer has it at the foul line, draws that double team. Now he'll bounce out, put up a shot inside the three-point arc for a two.
You said it, Chris. He can score anywhere on the floor.
He absolutely can. So 16-10, minute 23 and counting here, first quarter. Willard with the basketball. He'll give over to Brewer. Brewer launches another three. That's in and out. Titus will get the rebound and will go the other way with it. Brewer passes off to Cox. Cox will cross that timeline. About a minute to go here. Cox will try to go baseline, puts up a shot with the right hand. It's no good. Titus Rohr will get the rebound and stepped on the line.
I think Chris in the last 2 minutes here or so just kind of moved quicker. Got down 13-2, things were going well, but this Bryan team responded a little bit, and it's only a 6-point game right now. So they're in this, and if they can get a couple stops here, you know, it could be a one-possession game by the end of the quarter.
16-10 as we hit the 1 minute mark here. Eastside leading the Golden Bears here in the second boys game of the year. Nice steal away by Craig Jackson, knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Eastside. Jackson getting very active on the defensive end as well.
He's got to. He can score on the offensive end from the mid-range from the three. His next part of his game's defense, and that was good to see there, being aggressive.
All right, Eastside will inbound on the side. Clayton Minnick will give in to Trevino. Trevino will go left side and quickly over to Willard. Willard behind the three-point arc moving against Logan Moss. Willard will give to Trevino. Trevino's on that right side. Trevino will drive, put up a shot with the left hand and draw the foul. And we'll see who this one is on. That's going to be on Cox. That'll be his first, team fourth. No one really in foul trouble either way. First one up and good for Trevino. Santonio Brewer will check back in for Eastside. One more foul shot coming from Trevino. It's 17-10. Eastside makes it 18-10. So the Bears have 36 seconds to do something here, down 8.
See if they hold for the final shot, Chris, or try to keep being in this rhythm and being aggressive turnover.
Well, another turnover for the Golden Bears as Eastside stepped in front of it. And shot is blocked. What a block. That was Lamberson that just stood up there and wouldn't let that shot happen. Like to see that on the defensive end with intensity.
Right, and that's a big stop because now they can get the final shot. But Titus is going to go.
Titus went inside baseline and missed the shot. Cox tries to go inside and stolen away by Eastside. 3 ball in the air is no good. So at the end of the first quarter of play, it is Eastside 18, Bryan 10. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network presented by BMU.
Are you interested in a bachelor's degree? Did you know you can get your start at Northwest State, save thousands on tuition, and get your credits transferred to the 4-year school of your choice? For more information on the NSCC Bachelor's Bound Pathway, contact our advising center today or stop by. All roads begin at Northwest State.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 18-10 here at the first quarter break. Chris Malenga alongside Caleb Zuber. Zub, you got any quick stats for us?
Well, we got 6 turnovers for Bryan in that first quarter, and we were talking about Wade Trace last night, how they forced a couple 10-second calls. But these turnovers today have just been within the offense, and Bryan's got to clean those up. Hugh Henderson had a nice first quarter. He had a 3-pointer and an and one. So, and it looks like Eastside's got a lot of good shooters on the outside. Bryan was in 2-3 zone, went out of it, and I think that's the right call, kind of go man-to-man. You don't want him to shoot all over you.
All right, it is 18-10 here as we start the second quarter. Eastside over Bryan. Chris Malenga, Caleb Zuber here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Whether you're watching on BryanSports.com or listening on Q96.5, thank you for joining us. And Eastside will get the ball to start the second quarter as they're up 8. Bears have 4 team fouls, Eastside 2. Blazers will bring it up. Going through the middle and putting up a shot is no good as Santonio Brewer. Rebound comes down to Nick Snyder. Now a 3-ball in the air and good for Gabe Trevino.
It's a big offensive rebound for Eastside, and the best time to shoot a 3 is off an offensive rebound, and that's what they did right there.
And we're going to get a whistle. And looks like a foul. That is going to be on Santonio Brewer. That'll be his first foul, team 3rd. Bears will inbound on the baseline. They'll get it into Cox, and it'll go right off Cox's hands. That's what you were talking about, those offensive turnovers.
Right, and those are, those aren't forced. Those are just unforced, not catching the ball, just bad passes without really any pressure on you. Got to get rid of those.
Had a couple of those last night after a good defensive rebound. So we get the rebound, and then Wayne Trace will pick the pocket.
Right, and so, any turnover is bad, but especially the ones where you don't even need to get into the offense. Those are the ones that's got to be eliminated. And I think they still can be. A lot of time left in this game. They'll adjust.
All right, Bears will have it, or excuse me, Eastside has it after the foul. Willard up and good.
Second 3 for Willard, and I'm telling you, this team, they can shoot the lights out.
Were they like that last year?
I mean, remember we had that low-scoring game. I think last year they had more of an inside presence. As another turnover for Bryan.
Wow.
That's 8.
7:09 to play, so in the first 9 minutes of the game, 8 turnovers for the Golden Bears. Not the stat you wanted to see.
Not at all.
24-10 is the score. Approaching the 7-minute mark, Trevino will go down and then find somebody baseline. He is double teamed. That is Owen Willard, and we're going to get a 30-second timeout called by Eastside because they were in a little bit of trouble there.
Yeah, and Chris, it was 24-10. This game, earlier was on the verge of getting out of hand, 13-2. Bryan hits 2 threes to kind of put themselves back in it, but now here it comes again where Eastside's hitting 3s again. We're turning it over, and so Eastside, it's kind of blood in the water time for them here in the second quarter almost, a 14-point game.
Bryan has not shot a foul shot, am I correct?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think they have. And I think, probably not attacking the rim enough, and they got to see if they can get some driving lanes. Titus has a couple times, and he's gotten doubled, and his only option was the pass, but you'd like to see some other guys maybe go to the rim.
Now, Titus is double teamed and goes to the rim. He runs the risk of getting a charge foul, but you may be able to draw some more fouls from Eastside.
Right. And so we'll see if they make that adjustment. I think Titus is always going to be aggressive, so we'll see what they do here.
Long inbound to Gabe Trevino, who will have it at the top of the key. He will give over to Owen Willard. Willard loses the basketball against Showalter, but gets it back. Now over to Trevino, who launches a three the other side and buries it as well. Trevino now with 9 points on the night.
I will say this, Chris. I like how, you know, Eastside has a lot of shooters. That's one thing. And there's another turnover, Carter Brown. As I was saying, you know, Eastside has a lot of shooters, that's one thing, but they do a great job of setting screens for their shooters to get open. And that's why you're seeing all these threes. It's one thing to have good shooters, but you got to get them open.
The turnover was Brown got bumped and fell to the ground and basically got called for the traveling violation. Trevino will go the other way with Willard now. Left side dribbles back, another three, step back three is no good. Brown will come down with the rebound, head the other way with it. Brown gets double teamed out into the ball. Over to Showalter. Now Jackson will have it left side. Cross court to Brown. Brown thought about a three, made a move, and then back out to Jackson. Jackson will go baseline, lose the basketball. And it is taken by Eastside. They'll get it down quickly, and backing in is Brewer. And now we got a scrum on the floor, and they're going to call a timeout. I didn't know if they had possession of a basketball there. Wow, so it's another 30-second timeout. Eastside real quick to call their timeouts. Ryan Abbott was up with that one right away. So it's a 30-second. We'll just keep it right here as we continue on. But, you know, the Bears just having trouble. They're kind of self-inflicted wounds as they were.
You know, we talked about last night, Wayne Trace doubled Titus a lot, but you're seeing a lot of double teams everywhere whenever it gets in the post, in the corners. They're coming at Bryan, and I think it's really smart of Eastside. You got a lot of young guys on Bryan that, you know, don't have that varsity experience. They're kind of pressuring a little bit, getting up into them, and I think Bryan's got to do a better job of adjusting to that. They're starting to move quicker on the offensive end and make skip passes, which is what you got to do, but you know, we'll see how they adjust. I think they're more than capable. Still 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Still time, but they got to make a move.
27-10 Eastside here. They will inbound under their own basket. Owen Willard is standing there. And we've got a little bit of liquid on the floor, so they're wiping that up here right on this side, closest to us. They'll check it out. Nobody slips, so we're good to go. Official Kyle Miller will be underneath and give the basketball to Willard, who will look to inbound. Willard gets it to Trevino. Now back to Willard. Henderson with it. Henderson makes a spin move. Shot at the foul line is up and good. That was a move by Henderson.
Yeah, and that's a real tough shot. Spinning across the lane there. Henderson's got 8. He's kind of been their guy, along with Trevino, who's come alive.
Eastside puts on like a three-quarter court press. Bears break it up, and it's stolen away is Trevino. And quickly in transition makes another bucket.
They're quick, not only in transition, but in the defensive passing lanes. And you saw there, Craig thought Cannon was open, but they just shot the gap there and got the turnover.
Coming the other way. Shot is up and good. That was a real nice move by Braden Showalter.
Got to be ready. Here they come.
Coming the other way, and they'll throw it off the foot of the Bryan Golden Bear. 31-12 your score. Like that move by Showalter. Need to see more of that.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about, Chris. You know, Bryan hasn't gotten to the line a lot, and if they can keep attacking the rim here, that might open some things up.
Trevino looks to go baseline, then he'll dish at the last second to Henderson, who launches a three, no good.
Yeah.
Then he gets his own rebound. That's impressive right there.
Right. When he let it go, he knew he missed it, and you know, the only person that knows where it's going is the shooter in that situation. He just followed his shot. Got to block out the shooter if you're Bryan.
33-12 now. Brown with the basketball to Moss, over to Showalter, and then to Cannon Lamberson.
Comes
They'll
that
feed it
double.
inside.
Good read, Titus.
And Titus Rohr will get the bucket.
Titus saw the double come from the baseline. He spun towards the middle, and that's what got him that shot there. Great move.
33-14, 4:30 and counting. Trevino will come the other way, and that shot is blocked. Another block by Cannon Lamberson. That's his second block of the night.
Good job. Titus was over there too, but Cannon has been, you know, he's known for his defense. He's a great defender, and he's showing it here early.
So we'll give Cannon the block there on the stat sheet, and it's 33-14, 4:28 here, first half. Willard will do a long inbound to Minnick. Minnick will have it on the right-hand side, then back over to Willard, down low. Willard shoves off a defender, And then we'll give over to Trevino. Trevino at that volleyball 10-foot line will look to drive baseline. Shot up, no good.
Good defense by Bryan there.
And it was Titus Rohr that had that defense. And we're going to get a traveling violation, another turnover for the Golden Bears.
Chris, I'm going to say it again. It's just these unforced turnovers. I know earlier Craig had that pass, but I mean, it's just the travels, not catching passes, you know, all that stuff. Those are killers. Don't even give yourself a chance to score in those situations.
33-14, Eastside with the lead here with under 4 to play here, first half. And Eastside really moving the basketball around. Willard with it now, top of the key. He'll go right side to Snyder. Outside the arc, then cross to Henderson. Henderson will shake off the defender. He's working against Cox. Now he'll try to come baseline, and we're going to get a foul, and I think it's going to be on Ethan Cox. It is, and that'll be 2 on him. Team 5th.
Even with that foul, I think Bryan's doing a better job of getting out the shooters here in the last couple minutes. See if they can keep that up. 3:41 to go here. You know, if you can get this to like a 12, 13, 14 point game, I think by the half, I think you're sitting pretty.
Willard with a basketball for Eastside, over to Yoder, and Yoder will dribble around, give to Henderson. Henderson's really had the hot hand tonight, or this afternoon as it were. Henderson's at the top of the key, now he'll look to drive in. It's knocked away by Logan Moss with the steal. Bears coming the other way, Cox with it. He'll get over the timeline, then he'll hand to Moss. Moss will dribble to the left side, then give to Cannon Lamberson. Lamberson feeds underneath to Rohr. Back out, Lamberson has to make the wide receiver catch right there to get it. Now Hannon will come in and put it up, and just a miss. Rebound comes down. Nice move by Showalter. Wow.
That's the kind of effort plays you need here. Going after that, you're down 19. That's the kind of effort plays you need to get back into this. Great play by Braden.
And for that, Braden's going to come out. And
actually,
Shaw will check it.
It's Cannon
coming out. Cannon's coming out, okay.
Yep. I saw the same thing too. I saw Braden coming out, thought the same thing.
All right, so the Bears will have it underneath their own basket. They will give to Titus Rohr. Now to Dakota Shaw. Rohr has it here, top of the key. Looks to drive, then dish. Hand in his face. Shot it good as Braden Showalter. He had a hand all over him.
Braden gets that rebound, gets Bryan an extra possession, then he hits a 3. That's what you need.
The other way, the scoop shot is missed by Gabe Trevino. And the Bears will turn it over again.
13.
Too many turnovers for the Golden Bears here in the first half. Minnick will have it to Trevino. Trevino had that scoop shot that he missed. Now Cox will come in and actually foul. And yeah, 3 fouls on Evan Cox.
You know, Evan has a 3 in this game. He's a good shooter, and to kind of lose him as he's going to come out here, that hurts Bryan. And you know, somebody's going to have to step up. You saw Braden; he's stepping up right now. See if a couple other guys can kind of go along with him.
Jalen Damron will check in, and who else checked in there? I think Brown.
Kenny Cannon came back in.
All right. 2:11 to play here, and it's all Eastside as they're 33-17. Minnick with the basketball, and Brown almost stole that away. Brown playing good D. Brewer will shake off the defender. He's working against Damron, and we're going to get a foul.
And guess what? That's 3 on Jalen Damron. Yeah.
You're right.
3 on Jay. So
and it's 1 and 1.
You just subbed out Evan because he has 3 fouls. Now Jalen has 3.
Craig Jackson will spell him.
Only, from what I've counted, Chris, only 2 turnovers for Eastside here. And they've been taking care of the ball pretty well.
One shot is up and good. They'll get a second opportunity as Santana Brewer's at the line. He has 5 on the night. 34-17, so doubling up the Golden Bears so far. Second one rattles, no good. Rebound comes down to Dakota Shaw. They'll head the other way with it with 1:51. Shaw with the basketball. Over to Lamberson. They feed underneath to Jackson. Jackson up. Misses the shot. Rebound tipped around. It's going to go. Are they going to call a foul? They are. That's going to call a foul on Jackson, so he missed the shot. And then it's called for the foul, and we are shooting 1 and 1.
Can't be discouraged there for Bryan. They had a good offense there.
They did.
Got it down low. Craig, you know, he's long in there, just like his brother Reese. He's long. He can get that up there. That's a makeable shot for him. So, nothing hurt there if you're Bryan. That was a good offense.
That is a miss. That was Caden Moeller that missed that one. Bears will come the other way with 1:39 to go here, first half. Jackson with it. Over to Lamberson. Lamberson at the top of the key will drive, then back over to Jackson. Now, Titus Rohr. Brown. Brown launches a 3. No good. Rebound is right to Eastside. They'll go in transition quick, and shot is missed by Henderson.
Got to score a couple here if you're Bryan. Get back into this.
Bears will have it. Brown again. Dribbles inside the arc, then gives to Lamberson, who's outside the arc, and that is way short. Brown will save it. No, they said he was out.
Still like the hustle, though,
I do.
Bryan. Got to keep that up. Minute to go here in the first half. Let's see if Bryan can get a stop and a score, and if Eastside, if they score here and get a stop, then you're talking about them pulling away in this thing before the half.
34-17, under a minute to play, as Caleb said. Trevino brings it up quickly. They're not slowing it down. They're just wanting to run fast. Willard with the basketball. He's working on Dakota Shaw. Willard will come inside and then look for some help. He'll find Santonio Brewer. Brewer will go right side over to Henderson. Henderson back to Brewer. Brewer top of the key. In between the circle and that 10-foot line. Right side for Willard. Now he will give back to Brewer. Now they're slowing it down, playing for the last shot. As they first came through, it looked like they were going to try to hustle that, and now they're just being very patient. Henderson with it now to Moeller. Willard looking to come inside. 3 ball in the air, and got it. That's Hugh Henderson again.
He has been amazing tonight for Eastside.
He has 13. Bears will launch a last-second 3. It's no good at the end of the first half. It's 37-17. Eastside by 20. We'll have the BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet halftime report coming up after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Are you looking for a mechanic that really knows how to repair both foreign and domestic vehicles? Let me recommend Dave Brown at Jason Dietz Customs and Collisions. Dave has spent the last 25 years diagnosing and repairing all makes and models of vehicles in Northwest Ohio. And he's now teamed up with Jason Dietz on State Route 6 just east of Edgerton. So if you're looking for a mechanic that can fix the problem that your last mechanic couldn't, think of Dave Brown at Jason Dietz Customs and Collisions.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
At Krill Funeral Service, we know family is a broad term. A family member comes in all sizes and shapes. They can also be fluffy with 4 legs and a tail, but they're all part of your family. They can go on vacations with us, they're at the center of the parties, and often they're the ones that are there during the toughest of times. When the time comes to say goodbye to those very special family members, we at Krill Funeral Services are here with an environmentally friendly choice for aftercare. Krill Funeral Services, we're here for your entire family. If you have a do-it-yourself painting job that really matters, you need professional-grade PPG paint from Grimm Paint Supply, located just north of Bryan at the intersection of County Road G and County Road 15. Whether it's interior, exterior, deck or barn paint, industry alkyds, and Durethane, Grimm Paint Supply has everything you need, including brushes, rollers, and trays, and can mix your specific color right there on the spot. When you use a professional grade paint, it may cost a couple bucks more up front, but it will keep you off the ladder and end up saving you money in the long term. If the paint job really counts, call Grimm Paint Supply, 419-633-4979.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters invites you to become Bryan Strong. In the past 3 years, the Bryan Athletic Booster Board of Directors has purchased new women's basketball uniforms, new football uniforms, and and the Athletic Wall of Fame you can see in the hallway next to the gymnasium at Bryan High School. They have also made donations to the Bryan Soccer Association for the lighting project and the Bryan Swim and Dive teams to offset the cost of YMCA diving board and pool equipment. With your contributions, we can accomplish even more. Become a Bryan Strong corporate patron today. Go Bears!
Back on the Golden Bears Sports Network, 37-17, your halftime score. Eastside leads the Golden Bears, and this is not the game I don't think we were expecting, Caleb Zuber, based on last year's game.
Right. Pre-game I always said, this is going to be a close game, and still a lot of time left. Still got a whole half to go, but Chris, the story of the game right now is 13 turnovers for Bryan to Eastside's 2. That's the story of the game, and you look at the rebounds. We're out rebounding them by a good margin, but the problem is, Eastside doesn't have a chance to rebound it because we're turning it over. So it's just that's what the story of the game is right now. 13 turnovers for Bryan. That's got to get cleaned up at halftime. They got to adjust. All right, let's take a look at some stats. As a team, I have Bryan shooting 47% from the field, 7 of 15. I have Eastside shooting 50% from the field, 12 of 24. Leading scorers, let's go down that list. Gabe Trevino has 11 points for them for Eastside. Hugh Henderson with 13. He's that kid that he's shooting 63% from the field. He's got a foul shot. He's got 2 threes. I mean, he's kind of their offense right now. Right, and 2 guys in double figures for Eastside, and then 2 others with 6 points. The scoring's kind of getting spread around for them by a couple of guys, and at halftime you gotta find a way to adjust to guard those guys. I thought towards the end of the half they did a better job of getting out the shooters and closing out on them. You got to keep that up, and on the offensive end, that's where you got to make your adjustments, and it starts with not turning the ball over.
Absolutely. Leading scorer is Titus Rohr for the Golden Bears with 7 of the 17. Bears, as you said, had 13 turnovers in that first half. I had Eastside down for 2, and so there you go. I mean, it really is the difference.
Right, and last night it was the same thing, and Wayne traced through that press, and we didn't handle it very well. But tonight, and I've said it time and time again, it's just the travels, the not catching passes, the bad passes, just stuff that's kind of just only Bryan to blame for, and those are the ones you got to get rid of because you got to have a flow to your offense. And the times where we strung a couple sessions without turnovers, the offense was flowing well. We were getting some drives, we were getting some shots, and you got to keep that up. You got to be consistent with it.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take another timeout, and when we come back, we'll preview the second half. Back after this on the Golden Bears Sports Network presented by BMU.
Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger is a great group of experts with a common goal: to serve the legal needs of this area with the greatest degree of integrity and excellence. Along with that, they respect and support the athletes in tonight's game for their determination and teamwork. An attorney's relationship with their client is like the one between a coach and their player, a position of trust. Newcomer Schaefer, Spangler, and Breininger are proud supporters of all the athletes and wish them continued success always.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Contact Rick Taylor Insurance Agency of Bryan for more information today.
The Bryan Parks and Recreation Department would like to wish the Bryan Golden Bears good luck in tonight's game. The Bryan Parks and Rec offers a wide variety of classes for you during the entire year and an array of sporting events all year long. Check out what the Bryan Parks and Recreations Department has going on at bryanparksandrec.com or like them on Facebook. The Bryan Parks and Rec hopes to see you in one of the many parks that Bryan has to offer and enjoy the facilities. Questions about the classes or rental of one of their facilities, call 633-6030.
Are you looking for an excellent investment opportunity? AmeriMade Realty has a duplex for sale in downtown West Unity listed for only $69,900. Offering 2 spacious 2-bedroom, 1-bath units, this property has over 2,400 square feet and also offers basement storage, separated utilities, and ample parking. Some updates have been done already, so come check it out and put your money to work for you. Call the AmeriMade Realty team at 636-7653. That's 636-SOLD. AmeriMade Realty, your hometown real estate pro.
I'm Paul Rohrig at the Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio. We know it's not easy to select a memorial in a time of sorrow, so we invite you to visit us as part of your pre-planning.
I'm Sally Jo Metzger. There's no high pressure, and by talking to us now, there's no stress. Just good information for you to make your choice.
At Fackler Monument, we feature the largest indoor memorial display in the tri-state area with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio. Check us out online at facklermonument.com.
At American Family Insurance, they know your life has many moving parts. From your four wheels to your hard-earned home and the financial future of your family, they'll cover the things that matter most. Bundle your home and auto policies for possible savings and add life insurance for convenient, future-focused protection so you can keep dreaming towards what's next. For details, contact Danielle Van Atta, agent. Call 419-636-0408 or stop by 1318 East High Street, Suite A in Bryan.
As we enjoy football this fall, we're reminded that winter isn't that far away. Now's the time to get your furnace checked out, and you can do that with confidence by calling Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services. Take advantage of $25 off on the fall furnace tune-up. Also, if you're looking to purchase a new Lennox system, ask about an offer of up to a $1,350 rebate or 6 months no payments on qualifying Lennox equipment purchased between September 7th and November 27th. For all of your heating and plumbing needs year-round, call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services today, 1-800-329-40.
Halftime here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. It's 37-17, and Eastside is definitely on top of the Golden Bears right now by 20 at the half. And again, Caleb Zuber, we chatted, and we thought this might be a low-scoring close kind of contest, but they really came out led by Hugh Henderson, the 6-foot junior, and he was all over that court.
Better shooting than what I remember from last year's team. They've definitely gotten better in that aspect, and that's Bryan struggled to get out to him, and that's why they have 37 points right now to Bryan's 17.
They have two players in double figures. Gabe Trevino and Hugh Henderson both have double figures. Trevino with 10, Henderson with 13. On the Bryan side, the leading scorer is Titus Rohr with just 7. He's done a better job tonight than he did last night, or he's been given a chance to do a better job tonight as he did last night underneath the basket.
Right, and I think he's just doing a better job of reading when he needs to go to work and go score and when he needs to find that open guy. And I think that's kind of the next step for him. And he'll get there, and he's getting there right now. Like I think he's keeping them in the game. I would like to see him crash the offensive boards a little more, but that's as well as the whole team to try and get some easy points.
All right, so it's 37-17. The 5 on the floor for the Golden Bears are going to be Braden Showalter, Carter Brown, Craig Jackson, Titus Rohr, and Cannon Lamberson. 5 on the floor for Eastside, Gabe Trevino, Hugh Henderson, Santonio Brewer, Nick Snyder, and Owen Willard. Starters for both teams coming out. It'll be the Golden Bears basketball to start the second half action here. Cannon Lamberson will inbound on the far sideline to Brown. Brown working against Henderson. He'll cross that timeline, head to the right-hand side, go right out, and then it's another turnover for the Golden Bears, stealing it away, Owen Willard. Willard will come the other way. Santonio Brewer will have it now. Trevino on the right side, back out to Brewer, top of the key. Henderson with the basketball. He'll dribble back through and over to the right side. Ooh, close to the line was Owen Willard, able to handle it, and he is being covered by Cannon Lamberson. Underneath, shot up and good. Trevino goes right over the Golden Bears defense.
Trevino, it looks like he can score in all 3 levels, from at the rim, mid-range, three-pointer. He can kind of do it all. He's been one of their best players along with Henderson today.
39-17, 7:15 to play. Bears going the other way. Underneath, Lamberson is triple teamed. He puts a shot up and manages to make that with 3 defenders around him.
That was good footwork inside by Cannon to kind of pivot around and get an open space to shoot that thing.
Willard will bring the ball over the timeline to Trevino on the right-hand side. Trevino will go baseline, gets cut to the rim, up and good. Trevino now with 14. It's 41-19, 6:47 in counting, third quarter. Bears will come the other way. Jackson with it, feet underneath to Rohr. Rohr loses the basketball, then maintains it. Up and good. Strong move, as you said. He had 2 defenders around him and able to stay strong, and it's still a 20-point game.
He's taking advantage of how they only had 1 guy on him that time, and that's what he's got to do. When he's got 1 guy on him, that's what he's got to do.
We're going to get an offensive foul. I think that's going to be on Nick Snyder, number 23. It is, and that's going to be his third foul. Eastside first of the half. Ethan Cox will check in for Brown. Cannon Lamberson will inbound under the Eastside basket.
Just got to stop there on defense. Now let's see if Bryan can kind of convert a chance here. Got to string together stops, string together buckets. You can get back in this thing.
Cox with the basketball now. Lamberson will have it across the timeline. Looking for some help. Showalter underneath to Rohr. Rohr loses the basketball, and we're going to actually get a foul. I think that's going to be on Caden Moeller. It is. The 6'5" sophomore will pick up the foul. So quick 2 team fouls here in the second half as we're at 6:13 in the third quarter, 41-21. Cox will inbound under the basket. Gives to Rohr. Rohr catches it like a wide receiver would. Now he will stop, pop at the foul line, up and good. 41-23 now.
We talked about it earlier. He can score anywhere on the floor, and he's got the first 4 points here. 4 of the first 6 points for Bryan.
They'll get it down quickly. Moeller almost loses it. He tracks it down though. Brewer with it now. And now a 3-ball for Henderson. No good. Rebound comes down to Lamberson. He was hitting that all first half. Jackson with the basketball now. Now Rohr will launch a 3. That is off rim. Rebound comes down to Lamberson. Lamberson loses the basketball. Looked like a foul, none called. Santonio Brewer will go coast to coast, put it up, miss the shot, but draw the foul. Cannon Lamberson wanted a foul there.
And I think he had a point, but another turnover for Bryan is what they're going to mark it up as. And I like how Bryan's trying to get Titus involved here a little bit more. They're getting him the ball in situations where he can score, and I think you got to keep doing that, but other guys got to be ready to shoot.
Foul on Showalter at the line. Brewer knocks the first one down. It's 42-23. Brewer with 7 now. That was just the first foul for Showalter. First team foul of the half here. Brewer has another one coming. That one rattles around and no good. Rebound comes down to Cannon Lamberson. Lamberson will give to Cox. Cox over to Showalter, left side. Showalter feeds under to Rohr. Rohr draws the double team. He'll bounce through it, put up a shot. Wow. Counted in the foul.
He has come alive. He's the senior on this team, and he's leading right now. He's leading his guys right now. He's up to 13 points, and he's doing better in those double teams. And right there, they left the baseline open on that double team, and he just went right at it. Great job, Titus.
Second foul for Caden Moeller. Titus will attempt the 3-point play here. I like his patience there on that one. Misses the foul shot. Rebound is knocked around. And finally, Gabe Trevino will come down with it. He'll go the other way quickly. Bounce pass. No look. Henderson will miss the shot. Cox will get the foul on the rebound. No, they're going to call that on Henderson. Yeah. That's good. I thought they were going to whistle Cox for number 4.
Yeah, but Trevino is really fast in transition. Just got that rebound. And even when Cannon and Trevino were fighting for it down here, everybody got back, and he still managed to work in transition and get an open shot for Henderson. Just missed it.
Nick Snyder will check in. Cox will have it. Cox will dribble over the timeline. He'll go left side. Quickly moves in. Shot is missed, and they will get a blocking foul.
And there you go.
And that's going to be Moeller's third, if that's who they call it on. Yep, 3 in a row for Moeller. 5 team fouls now for Eastside, and this is a good situation if you're the Golden Bears. If you can get into that bonus pretty early here in the third quarter and you can score with the clock off, that's a good situation.
We talked about it earlier, Chris. You said, not many fouls drawn in the first half, and here's Bryan kind of attacking the rim a little bit. Got to hit free throws, though.
Cox misses the first one. Second one coming. It's 42-25, 5:02 remaining. Third quarter. Eastside, the Blazers lead this one. Second one rattles, no good. Rebound comes down to Trevino, and he will hustle quickly. Trevino runs into a brick wall, but then is able to get around it. Now he's all by himself, and he will draw the foul.
He is just lightning quick with the ball.
That's going to be on Craig Jackson. That'll be number 2 on him. 2 team fouls, and you're right. He is definitely the fastest, most athletic player on the court.
Yeah.
By far. Henderson's no slouch, but he's got another gear.
He's running the show right now. He's getting it out in transition, beating Bryan down the floor. Bryan's got to get back.
Trevino puts this one up and in. Trevino is a 5'10" junior.
He he gave us fits last year when we played. He was really, really good even as a sophomore. Kind of the same way, kind of just a quick player, ran the show, floor general type player, and he's really good. And he's in 15 points right now, and we talked about how well Henderson's played, but this guy is quietly, he's the leading scorer for this Eastside team.
Blazers' first game of the year. They were out due to COVID, lost 2 games, just like the Bears did. Lost by meaning they didn't play them, not lost.
Yeah.
Quickly down, and it's another turnover. Jackson just couldn't handle that pass, and now Cox will knock it away. And that'll be foul number 4, as you said. And there is frustration on the part of Evan Cox right now.
Understandable. He's just kind of been stuck in those situations. And let's see, are they going to get this Southern?
They are. Carter Brown's going to check in for Cox. Cox is definitely not a happy camper right now. 43-25, they'll inbound. Owen Willard will bring it up. Willard over on the right side to Henderson, now back to Willard, now over to Trevino. Trevino back to Willard. Willard, 2 dribbles, then looking for Trevino, didn't find him. Muller though, kind of sloppy with the basketball. And now Trevino will come baseline, and we're going to get a timeout called. Again, another timeout bailing him out over almost turnover.
Yeah, that's like second or third time that's happened.
So 43-25 back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
We know in life that we take time to celebrate life events. We help families honor the lives of those they love by highlighting what made their loved ones special and honoring the legacy that was left.
We are often very busy, but we encourage families to slow down, take time to gather together, and celebrate the impact their loved one had on their life. Allow us to work with you when the need arises to create a personalized and meaningful service. Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, we are always here when you need us.
I wanted to learn the skills to get ahead in my career, and thanks to Northwest State, I'm well on my way to a great job with a local company.
NSCC is my community's college.
Contact our advising center today or stop by.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, 43-25. Eastside in control of this one. The Blazers have 2 players in double figures. They've played a very complete game, and Gabe Trevino right now is kind of in a different gear.
He's pushing the ball before for Eastside, and they're getting layups, and it's causing trouble for this.
That time it was a turnover off the inbound. Titus Rowe bring it down. Lamberson puts it up, no good. Rebound by Jackson, shot up, no good. And right down, all by himself, is Owen Willard, and he will put an easy layup in. And it's a 20-point ball game. And I don't know what the situation is down here. Don't know if we have a blood situation or.
I think we do. And in that situation, Chris, Bryan gets a steal. Eastside hasn't turned it over much today. They turn it over there. Bryan's got numbers. Got to be able to convert. And if you don't get anything, you got to come out and run an offense. But I like Kanan shooting that layup there. But then we give up the transition points. And Eastside's really good in transition.
Eastside will put out a man at 3-quarter here. That's Trevino. Showalter gets it over that midcourt stripe. When he'll go to his left-hand side, he's working against Henderson. Henderson's pretty quick in his own right. Carter Brown now, onside to Titus Rohr. Rohr at the foul line, puts an off-balance shot up and good. I'll tell you what, he can score from anywhere, and he can score even in what looks like the most off-balance ways.
Right, and a hand in his face, too. That was a real tough shot from Titus. Good job getting that to go.
Brewer with the basketball as Eastside moves down quickly. Brown working on him. Over to Willard. Willard will reset. They're trying to get that ball to Trevino. Trevino will have it now. Right at that volleyball 10-foot line. He's working on Cannon Lamberson. They'll go left side over to Henderson. Henderson on Jackson. They'll pass down to Willard. Willard down low underneath to Trevino, baseline. No look pass out to Muller. And then over to Henderson again. Very patient offense right now for Eastside. Brewer with it. He'll drive. Almost lose the basketball, but dish quickly over to Henderson, left side. Now back to Brewer, and again, 2:47 remaining third quarter. We're going to get a jump ball.
They get the timeout there.
You're right. So Brewer couldn't handle that basketball, and Carter Brown with a heads-up play to go tie him up, and it'll be east side ball, but the possession arrow goes back to the Golden Bears after this one. Henderson will get it in the backcourt.
They've been on defense for a while here. They got to get a stop. Can't afford to go this long playing defense and not get a stop here.
Brewer with it. Over to Henderson. Henderson working against Jackson. Now Jackson moves out. Henderson will miss the shot, and Jackson will get called for the foul. Right there in the action with our camera person right down there. So they're going to give that to Jackson. That's 3 on him, and that'll put Henderson to the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. Henderson now with 14 on the night. If he makes this one, he ties Trevino.
I mean, they're going back and forth here.
They are. They really are.
It's kind of two different players. You know, Trevino's kind of this fast, you know, get to the hole, but he can also shoot it. But Henderson's more of a shooter, and you know they're both really doing well right now. 15 apiece, so 30 between them. Rohr has the basketball now, and he'll put it again, an off-balance shot, and that's just ridiculous. Yeah, it is.
I mean, 47-29.
He's waiting for things to develop tonight. Last night, I don't think he could say that. He's kind of thrown off by the double teams that was getting thrown at him.
Rebound comes down to the Bears, and we're going to get a foul on Owen Willard. Willard was going after the rebound, trying to tie up Carter Brown, and he ended up pulling the foul. That's going to be his second, team 6. So this is a good situation for the Golden Bears. If they can get into the bonus here in the third quarter, as we've got 2:04 remaining on the third quarter clock, and the main stop scoreboard showing 47-29. If they can get into the bonus here and get some points with the clock not running, that's a good situation. Braden Showalter will bring it over the timeline, then head to the right side. Bounce pass underneath. Shot is up and good by Cannon Lamberson.
That's his shot right in that middle. He did it to start the game. There's another one right there.
Henderson will come the other way with a 3-ball, no good. Rebound comes down to Showalter. Showalter quickly gets it to Lamberson. Now they'll wait for traffic to clear. Titus Rohr launches a 3. That's going to be short off front iron. Rebound comes down to guess who? Trevino, and he's going the other way quickly. Trevino working against the Golden Bears. They'll dish over to Henderson. Henderson will come baseline, put up a shot, and in. 49-31. Henderson now with 17 on the night. Showalter will bring it up. Across the timeline, over to Brown on the right side. Rohr now down low on the right, and we're going to get a foul on, I think that's on Owen Willard. That's going to be number 3 on him, if that's the call.
They got a couple guys with 3 here. They got Snyder, Willard, Moeller, all with 3.
That is the 7th team foul, and so no, Titus Rohr will head to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Checking into the game is Caden Moeller, and checking out is Willard with those 3 fouls. Moeller, though, has 3 fouls as well, and he comes in off the bench.
I like how Titus has kind of just said, look, I'm gonna try and be aggressive here, and he's done that. He's got 17, and got to hit your free throws, though, when you're trying to come back in a game like this.
Minute 10, Trevino will come down with it and come down the court quickly, as he always does. Brewer will dish. 3-ball in the air is no good. That was Nick Snyder that tried to put that one up. Brown will come down with the rebound, get it down, bounce pass over to Dakota Shaw. Shaw will give it down to Rohr. Rohr will quickly give it to Titus, or quickly to Cannon, and Cannon can't handle the pass. And Eastside will take it the other way with Henderson. Another turnover for the Golden Bears as we go down under 40 seconds to play here, third quarter.
I was just about to say before that play, Bryan's cut down on the turnovers a little bit, but now that was their 4th right there. Only had 3 going into that, but you know they're taking better care of the ball. Still, you don't want to turn over at all, but they're doing a better job of it.
Eastside just moving it around. Trevino will have it. They'll play him for that last shot of the third quarter. Trevino will go left side, run into Carter Brown, and we're going to get, I think Brown's going to get the foul. Let's see what official Kyle Miller has to say. No, they're going to call it on Cannon. So it'll be the 5th team foul. So Bryan pretty close to the bonus, giving the bonus to Eastside. Brewer off the inbound over to Trevino. Trevino holding again under 10 seconds to play. Now he'll move, come through the key, bounce the guy off. And 3-ball in the air, no good for Henderson. Bears will come the other way. Brown launches one. Oh, off the back iron. Almost had that one from half court. So at the end of the third quarter of play, it's 49-31. Bears trail. Back after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network, presented by BMU.
Relationships, expertise, value, and a great insurance experience has been at the heart of the Walters & Peck Agency and Andrews O'Neill & Lowe since the beginning. With these values, we come together as one team, strengthening our commitment to protect and invest in you and the communities we serve. Together, you can expect the same welcoming faces, high level of service, and new competitive options. Let us show you our best work by calling us or connecting with us on social media.
At Bryan Ford Lincoln, we like to think we earn our Ford President's Award for Excellence every day. Our salespeople spend hours researching not only Ford and Lincoln products, but also our competitors. This helps us recommend the perfect vehicle for our customers' needs. That same attention to detail carries throughout our entire staff, from vehicle service to customer service. Everybody here at Bryan Ford Lincoln looks forward to earning your business with our President's Award attitude every day.
Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network, Chris Malanga, aside Caleb Zuber. Thanks for joining us. And Eric just said in my headset I look really short compared to you. Caleb doing a good job at Ball State. He's home for a little bit, and he's going to do a couple games with us. So thank you for doing this one. And we had a conversation kind of off the air about, Bryan actually playing pretty well in the last 3 quarters.
Right. In that first quarter, they were down 13-2, and eventually got down 24-10. And ever since then, Bryan's held with them basket for basket. And you said, they kind of get close, but then Eastside will come with a, 3-ball or something like that, transition bucket.
Well, there was a turnover as the Bears not able to hold the basketball down. Willard with it. And now Snyder comes inside baseline. Shot is missed. And Keith Hewer did a pretty good job there trying to get that rebound. He's working against Nick Snyder, and he's having a good fight down there with him. But they find Owen Willard, who launches and buries the 3. And the 4th point. Wait, did they say no shot? No, they did say the shot. Wow. I thought he waved off the shot. So that'll be Titus Rohr's first foul.
We talked about, Chris, you talked about how, Bryan can get into the bonus here early in that 3rd quarter, and they are. But, Bryan also has 6 fouls. And so they're kind of approaching that too. So interesting to look out for.
So they're going to say that was a bucket and the foul came after the
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Me neither. So usually that'd be a 4th one, but he was waving that. That's what I wondered what that signal was.
Interesting.
Brewer with the basketball. We're at 7:10 to play here in this one, and it's 41-39. Snyder with it. Now Brewer, and they're just content to move it around and make Bryan play tough D. And shot is up by Henderson, and he put that from his hip and kind of underhanded that one.
He's had a couple of those. He's kind of crafty inside.
He definitely is. So Bears will come the other way with Cox. He has the basketball. Moss with it now. Brown.
Looks like a
trying
zone
to get Titus Rohr open. They are. They're in a zone. They're in like a 1-2-2 zone. The Bears had trouble with this in the first quarter. And so trying to get open, and they're just wasting a lot of clock. Cox will throw up a 3-ball, no good. Rebound will come down to Brown. He has it. He'll give it to Titus Rohr. Rohr, dribble, shot, no good. Rebound is going to get knocked off and say it's going to go Eastside's way. And I think Titus wanted a foul of some sort in there as he was getting double teamed and hammered as he shot that. It's a 20-point lead again as Trevino will check back in.
Henderson up to 19 now, and Trevino is 15.
So Trevino has the basketball. We're approaching the 6-minute mark here. It's a 20-point lead for Eastside. Trevino will now come baseline and then dish at the last second, and stolen away by Cox, but he gets it knocked out of bounds. It'll stay right here. One thing I'm really surprised about is it doesn't look like Eastside has had any effects of being off for 2 weeks of COVID. They don't look 10 in the ball. It looks like this is game 6-7 for them.
Right, they look quick, they look fast, they're playing fast, they're playing hard. And you're right, Chris, that was something we talked about before the game.
So Eastside will have it. We've now pulled a full minute off in this possession. And if you're down by 20, that's not what you want to do. You want to get some quick stops, and Eastside content to just throw it around. Brewer with it. Now a 3-ball in the air is no good. Rebound comes down. Owen Willard missed the shot. Titus got the rebound. A nice job with Titus fighting there underneath for that rebound against Nick Snyder.
And I'd like to see Titus do that on the other end too, try to go get some offensive rebounds, the easy ones, as he's going to get double teamed again. They're going to call a foul though.
Brewer got stripped, and let's see if they're going to get that on 23 or 24. Both were around him. Might even be on 12. That is on 12. That's going to be on Hugh Henderson. There were 3 guys around, all made contact with Brewer. So that'll put Titus to the line to shoot 2. Well, maybe they said 1 and 1. Maybe they said after. Let's see. They said 1 and 1. Interesting. I thought he did it as he came in, but Trevino gets the rebound, comes all the way coast to coast.
Oh, no call
bumps
there.
Carter Brown. No call either way. He just drove right over Carter Brown.
And that was a good job getting back in transition with Trevino running the floor. He's dangerous.
4:57 remaining, and again, on these possessions, Eastside content to slow it down. Trevino now working against Keith Heward.
We'll say this about Eastside, you know, they can play lots of different ways. They can slow it down like this. They can get out in transition and run. They can score inside, shoot threes. Very versatile team today.
They definitely are. Willard now, they pick up the pace just a little bit as the Bears come out to defend. Almost threw it away, but Trevino, guess who else? Trevino up, shot is missed, rebound is coming down, and that's going to be a jump ball, and that'll stay right here. And I tell you what, Carter Brown should, I don't know if they can appeal anything in the game, but this is 2 times now he's just been pulled over by an Eastside Blazer and no foul call. Either way.
Yeah. He's been in those scrums for sure. Looks like I'm going to get a legal screen here.
That's going to be on Hugh Henderson, I think. That'll be 3 on him if that's what they call. Yes, it is. Still 51-39. I feel like this has been the score, or 51-31, the score for like the last 2.5 minutes or so. And not a lot of offense, a lot of stall being played by Eastside. Cox will bring it up now.
Bryan's got to get into something quick here. Got to look for Titus, look for a shooter. Got to get a quick bucket. Start getting quick buckets here.
Damron with it. Damron will try to protect the basketball underneath to Titus. Now back out to Cox. Cox will throw it up and good. Evan now has 7 on the night. Sorry, that was his first, no, 6 on the night.
6.
That was
second
close.
3 for Evan, and remember, he's playing with 4 fouls.
He is.
So if he can stay in the game, I think that'd be huge for Bryan.
Shot is missed. Ball is loose on the floor, and now we're going to get a foul on Damron.
Got to come up with those when you're down by 17 in the 4th quarter. You got to come up with those rebounds and those loose balls. Those got to be yours.
So this will put them at the line as it's the 7th team foul. Just a loose ball. Lots of guys going after it, and Damron picked up the foul. That'll put Owen Willard to the line to shoot 1 and 1. First one is good. He did a good job following the shot too. 52-34. Checking into the game is Cannon Lamberson. Keith Heward will sit down. I think we might see a little bit of the swapping in and out. Heward for Lamberson. Lamberson, the offensive guy. Heward playing good D. They're just kind of swapping those out. Cox will bring it up. Give it to Lamberson, right side. Lamberson back to Cox. Cox looks at a 3, then he'll dribble in, put up the shot at the foul line. He slips and falls. Rebound comes down. They're going to say no shot, and they're going to call Titus Rohr for a foul. Wow.
I like that Titus being aggressive. It's what he's got to do. And you hear the Eastside crowd kind of get excited. Still 4 to go here.
53-34, and Rohr, I don't know how he came out of that with a foul.
Right.
But he did. Cox will sit down. Showalter will come in. Nick Snyder at the line, shooting 1 and 1. First one is in and out. Rebound comes down to Lamberson. Nobody went after that rebound but Cannon.
Yeah, nothing hurt here. Missed free throw there. You still got 19-point game. Let's see if we can string a couple buckets together.
Rohr with the basketball, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound tipped around, and guess who comes out with it?
He's out in front of everybody.
And Trevino with the runner, up and good. Trevino now with 17.
When he gets a full head of steam like that, nobody in front of him, he's going to finish. He's so fast with that.
Rohr will have it on the other end. Double teamed, he'll go baseline, then give to Lamberson. Lamberson will come baseline, put up a shot, and it's good. 55-36.
I think one of the things you got to be happy with if you're Bryan is Cannon Lamberson now. He's up to 8 points, and I think last night didn't score as much. He's had a really nice game today. He's been getting to his spots nicely.
And he's had a good defensive game as well.
Yep.
Underneath, loose ball, and they're going to say it was on the line, and they're going to give that to Eastside here. Nice hustle there by Logan Moss to try to get that one there. Henderson will sit down now with 17. Well, he went away. He had 19, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. 19.
Quick inbound, quick shot. Brewer will drain it. 57-36, 21-point lead. 2:40 and counting here, fourth quarter. Eastside on top, 57-36. Bears looking for a bucket. Lamberson with it. Feet underneath, knocked away.
Had Moss open.
Yep. Minnick will come down with it. Lose the basketball. Willard now. Willard makes a nice little move, misses the shot, rebound, and missed by Trevino as he went up. Cannon Lamberson knocked that one out. Nice defense there again by Cannon.
You're right. He has had a really nice game. A couple guys, Titus has had a really nice game. But, you know, this is a really good Eastside team. I'm impressed with how they came in and played today. And, you know, obviously won't see them again because they're in Indiana and not in our division or whatever. But, you know, that's a really good team over there. And they're still young, so next year, you know, they're going to have a lot of these guys back, and that'll be interesting.
It will be. I mean, these guys are real good. Trevino's a junior. Henderson's a junior. Brewer's a sophomore. I mean, those are three guys that have been the kind of the offense for them.
Yep.
Willard with it. Willard will go through the middle of the key, puts up a shot. We're going to get a foul on the way in. I think that's going to be called on Showalter, but we'll see what they call. I think it was on the way in. It was, so he will pick up foul number 2. 9th team foul, so next one we're going to shoot 2.
Only 5 turnovers for Bryan in this second half. They've been a lot better in that area, and I think, you know, that's why they've been able to kind of match Eastside scoring here as Cannon Lamberson comes out, Dylan Dominic into the game.
Dominic, the 5'10 sophomore, first one up and no good. Rebound will come down to Moss, and they'll look to run it. Moss almost loses the basketball. That's what you were saying about those unforced turnovers. That has been really, really Bryan's downfall in the first 2 games. Showalter over to Moss. Moss looks to drive, and then he will draw the foul.
He's going to go to the line.
I think that's going to be on Liam Franz. Nope, it's not. It's going to be on Santonio Brewer. I always pick the wrong guy. Just the curse. 15 years of this, still pick the wrong guy. Logan Moss will go to the line to shoot 2 now because that is the 10th foul, and it's the double bonus. First one up for Moss is good. 57-37. Boy, it really all comes down to that first quarter.
Right.
11-2. Big lead for Eastside, and just hard to dig out for the Golden Bears. Next one for Moss. No good. Rebound will come down to Brewer. Brewer will run the floor with it. Minute 46 and counting. 57-37 Eastside. The Blazers lead. Minnick with it. Minnick to Yoder. And then they'll give over to Moeller. Now back to Brewer. Brewer working against Shaw. Franz with it now. Foul line, then back around. I don't think they have any intention of shooting. They're just trying to waste some time here.
Yep.
Brewer with it. And we'll see if the Bears come up and attempt a foul to extend this game. Minnick with it. He's got some good defense from Damron right on him, but able to pass around and get out of it. And
there's
stolen
Moss.
away. Moss just took it out of his hands. That was Kalen Moeller just took it out of his hands.
Good defense from us to get the ball back for Bryan. Let's see if they can get a bucket to finish this thing out.
Under a minute to play, 57-37. Dominic with the basketball. To Willard. Underneath, and just a turnover.
Yep.
Stay there.
Like we talked about.
He's looking for Logan Moss.
You know, Bryan's next game is Tuesday at Hicksville. And, you know, you got a guy like Landon Turnbull, who's one of the best players around.
Yep.
You know, it'll be interesting to see how Bryan responds. And, you know, if I was a player, I'd be happy to get to play on Tuesday and not wait a whole week, you know. Coming off 2 losses this weekend where, you know, you played hard in both. Just some shots didn't fall. Turnovers happened. You know, that's something you can clean up. We'll have to get in the gym on Monday. and work at these things. And, Tuesday should be a really good game. Hicksville's got a good team, but, if you can slow down Landon Turnbull a little bit, should be looking good.
Well, this one's going to end as the clock ticks below 10 seconds. 57-37. Eastside comes in with the 20-point victory with the win. Eastside will move to 1-0 on the season. Bryan will move to 0-2. And as you said, they will face the Aces of Hicksville on the road on Tuesday. So final score 57-37. We will take a break, come back with the post-game report after this on the Golden Bear Sports Network.
Are you interested in a bachelor's degree? Did you know you can get your start at Northwest State, save thousands on tuition, and get your credits transferred to the four-year school of your choice? For more information on the NSCC Bachelor's Bound Pathway, contact our advising center today or stop by. All roads begin at Northwest State.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
The Bryan Athletic Boosters invites you to become Bryan Strong. In the past 3 years, the Bryan Athletic Booster Board of Directors has purchased new women's basketball uniforms, new football uniforms, and the athletic wall of fame you can see in the hallway next to the gymnasium at Bryan High School. They have also made donations to the Bryan Soccer Association for the Lighting Project and the Bryan Swim and Dive teams to offset the cost of YMCA diving board and pool equipment. With your contributions, we can accomplish even more. Become a Bryan Strong corporate patron today. Go Bears!
Don't turn it off, I need me. Back on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Oh, it's the second game of the year. So Chris Malenga and Caleb Zuber and Zoom, Bryan, tough fight, but went down to defeat the Eastside 57-37.
Yeah, we talked about it throughout the game, but that first quarter, you get down 13-2, and then it was 24-10 at one point. But I thought ever since then, Bryan did a great job of, controlling their shooters. I mean, the first half, it felt like they were only hitting threes. They got out, made Eastside adjust, and they played hard. There's nothing. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of for Bryan. This is their first 2 games after a long layoff. You know what you are now, and you know what you got to work with. So I think you got to keep your heads up if you're Bryan. You're fine, and you're missing AJ Martinez. That's something that another ball handler that could have helped with a lot of the turnovers that we had in these last 2 games.
Yeah, Martinez out with an ankle injury. Not sure if he's going to return or not. You got some stats for us here?
Yeah, we got 13 turnovers for Bryan in the first half, but they were cut down to 6 in the second half, which is really nice to see and something they had to adjust. There's only 4 turnovers for Eastside the entire game, and I think that's what the difference was. So
they really took care of the basketball.
Right, 19 turnovers to 4, and you can just look at that and say, that was the difference in the game. The rebounding, Bryan won the rebounding battle, but like we talked about in the first half, a lot of times Bryan was turning it over, so Eastside really didn't get a chance to rebound. But that was good to see that we controlled the boards a little bit. As far as scoring goes for Bryan, some of the scores that stood out, we had Titus with 17 in the third quarter. He did a really good job of being aggressive right out of the half, kind of kept them in it. Cannon Lamberson, and like we talked about, he did a great job of getting to his spots. He had 8. Evan Cox added 2 threes. We got to see more out of him. He can definitely help this team shooting-wise.
He hampered with 4 fouls, though.
Yeah, he was in and out of the game.
Right.
Hard to get a rhythm, but to still add 6 points was huge. Braden Showalter with 5. And then Logan Moss added a free throw for 37. As far as Eastside goes,
2 players in double figures for them.
Right, and it was Gabe Trevino and Hugh Henderson, 17 and 19. They were the story all game. Trevino fast going up and down the floor, and then Henderson could shoot the ball. He could get to the hole, kind of a crafty finisher. And then Santonio Brewer had a quiet 9 points as well. And so their turnovers, like we said, only 4. And that was the difference in the game, was the turnovers. And we'll see where this goes for Bryan. And they got a big game on Tuesday.
Tuesday at Hicksville. Landon Turnbull, again, you mentioned at the end of the game, they're just a great player in the area, and they're going to have to find a way to shut him down.
Right, and I think Bryan definitely has guys that can do that. Cannon Lamberson has taken on the last couple years of the responsibility of guarding the other team's best player, and he, like we talked about, he had a great defensive game tonight. Gonna have to make Landon kind of come inside. You got Titus waiting there. So there's a lot of things you can kind of scheme up here for Bryan. You know, definitely a team that's beatable, absolutely. You know, but it's a huge stretch. You know, now you know what you are, and now you got to go into your next couple games as you finish out the opening month of December. Just trying to figure out what you can be. You know what you are, now what can you be by the end of the year?
Our next broadcast game is going to be this coming Thursday. It'll be the ladies, the 2-0 Bryan Lady Bears facing the Hicksville Aces. Hicksville lost just recently, I think, to North Central, and so it'll be interesting to see how the Lady Bears fare in that one. Lady Bears having a real good team this year, probably one of the better teams in the Northwest Ohio area.
Right, and it's been impressive. They have so many girls coming back, and they have all that experience on there. So I'm excited to see that and how they fare against Hicksville on Thursday.
All right, that'll be Thursday. Brian Arnold will be back for that one. We're going to get Caleb back a couple more times here before the season ends, and hope you had a good time. Thanks for filling in.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks for the opportunity. It's good to be here.
All right, for Caleb Zuber, I want to thank the rest of our crew. We got Donnie Miller and Char Miller and Tony Malenga on camera. Also down in the truck, Eric Herman and Chris Bryce. For all of us here at the Golden Bear Sports Network, one final time, I am Chris Malenga. Your final score, Eastside 57, Bryan 37. Thanks for watching on the Golden Bear Sports Network. Have a good night, everybody.